Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the stock market and commodities update. And today we'll be looking at natural gas, UNG, gold, and QQQ, Sp500, as well as the 7 mega cap tech stocks, like always. So that'll be Nvidia, Tesla, Apple, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, and Meta. And I'm still in south of France, so currently I'm in Saint Tropez, and I'll be here for another week. But this week there is a lot going on. The market confirmed a daily downtrend, and there was a couple red days, and we have confirmed weekly engulfing candles. And so there's a lot to talk about. So I decided to make a video, even though my internet is super slow here. And so it'll take a while to upload. All right, let's get started with natural gas first. And if you guys want to skip to any of your tickers, like if you want to skip to just Apple or something, go to the comments below and click the timestamp, and it will jump to that particular ticker. And I don't have a mic here as well. I don't have a mouse. So bear with me here. All right, let's get started. So natural gas, and I talked about this on Wednesday, where this was the level we pretty much have to bounce. And that coincides with this green looking falling wedge support, as well as the orange looking line, the 2.46 support. And together coincides, and we bounced. And so that's a good sign for the bulls. But we are not out of the woods yet, because even though we bounced to here, we did not break above this pivot, this Monday, July 31st pivot, this 2.693 high, meaning we're still in a daily downtrend. So see, this was the pivot high, and this was still a daily downtrend. Although we did bounce, we still haven't bounced over this level yet, right there. If we do bounce over that level, then we will be back in a daily neutral trend. But as of now, we're still in a daily downtrend. And we're back from a weekly uptrend into a weekly neutral trend, because we have broken this pivot right there. This July 17th low, which is 2.484. We're back to a neutral trend, and so far the bears are still in control because of the daily downtrend still intact. And we did have a slight rejection here from this 2.62 level. So as of now, the bulls need to step up on the next drop. Let's see how much what percentage this bounces. It's 6%. It's got enough room to form a daily higher low, meaning the next time we drop, the low is going to be higher than this previous low. If that's the case and we bounce, then we confirm our daily uptrend back to the bulls. As of that, now no signs of that yet, because we just had a rejection here, and this candle is a weaker candle than what the bulls wanted to see, but we're still above 2.53, and we're still outside of this wedge. It's looking like there is another downtrending resistance. Give me a second. Right, pretty much right like that. Yeah, you can see pretty much it's been rejecting. Every time we touch it, there's like a wick, upper wick for the 8th time, and this is probably the 9th time. So we can probably delete this one, this middle green looking line, and call this the new falling wedge. As long as we keep on rejecting over here, then bulls aren't going to be able to confirm that daily uptrend back to their favor. I'm sure the 4-hour is probably, trending similar as well. 4-hour is still in a downtrend. This is one move, so we haven't changed the trend back to the 4 hours either. So 1 hour is back to the bulls, so that's a good sign. Hourly trend change back to the bulls. That's the very first step the bulls want to see. So we got our very first step, hourly trend change back to the uptrend for the bulls, but bulls still need more work. So right now we are currently in a battle zone in bulls and the bears, but the bears are slightly more comfortable due to it still having a daily downtrend. So we'll see if this falling wedge pattern is going to continue. If we drop down, bounce again here, or chop around here, or we may break out of this bullish next week or bearish. But as of now, we'll still have their chance, because we're still this was a decent bounce, enough room for the bulls to keep trying again next week. All right, UNG, very similar, because the gas bounced 2 days, so did UNG, but UNG is also in a daily downtrend and not looking as good because this is the daily downtrend still intact because did not break above this pivot. This Friday, July 28th, this 7.15 pivot. So as long as the bears continue to make lower highs each time, meaning the high is always lower than the previous high. See, this high is lower than the previous high. If the next bounce, let's say we drop, and the next bounce lower high makes another one here, then the daily downtrend is going to continue until the bulls show up. So now this bounce is big enough where bulls have a chance to now try to change the trend. So we'll see if they're going to take it or not. If it's a very shallow bounce like this, then there's going to be a very low chance. But this bounce is big enough where there is a slight chance where they can actually change the trend. So we'll see next week. And gold, let's take a look. So we bounced off of that black looking line, which is a long-term support. You can see it all goes all the way back here. Bounce, bounce, bounce. This twice over here, and bounce, bounce over here. And this is the 5th time we tested. We did get out of it, but we closed back above it right the next day. So I count that as a bounce, because if you go to the weekly candle, then it's a lower wick. If it's like stays out here for like a couple of days, then that's not a bounce for me. But especially if the weekly candle goes outside of it. So as of now, so that long-term trend line is still holding, and bulls need to change the trend back to their favor because this is also a daily downtrend. And let's take a look at the hourly. So the very first step is the hourly. Let's see if they got that back or not. Hourly, nope. Hourly is one move. So this sideways range. This essentially is either a accumulation or a distribution, and this was just a test to fake everybody out. So after everyone was trading here, everyone would put their stop loss below the low of this range, right? So essentially, when this break, everybody put the stop loss out, got stopped out, and the market maker pretty much just bought it right up. So that is a bear break with no follow through, and essentially, probably the most likely scenario is this is going to head higher, obviously higher than this. I'm not saying it's going to go all the way up here, but it's definitely going to bounce at least a little bit and retest, probably somewhere in this zone right there. And if we do get to that zone, we're testing the 1970 zone as well. So now we need to break above this candle right here, this 1946 high to confirm a hourly uptrend. That's just the very, very first step you need to do. If you're a bear or a bull, hourly trend is the very first step you got to change to your favor. So we'll see if bulls can do that. Time here, 8 minutes. Okay. QQQ. Okay, QQQ has a daily downtrend confirmed when I did the video on Wednesday. Over here. Why is that? Let me put the brush. Let me just refresh it real quick. You know what, I'm just going to go to the other one. All right. So QQQ confirmed a daily downtrend when I mentioned it on Wednesday over here. Right here when we broke on Wednesday. So you broke below this Monday, July 24th low right there. That was a daily downtrend confirmed. And we haven't confirmed a daily downtrend in a very, very long time. So when that happened, it was significant. And we had one, let's see. We had one over here. So February, just say March. So March to August, that's been 5 months. And so we haven't confirmed a daily downtrend in 5 months. We had a couple of notable drops, right? This is one single move. But when we bounced, we could not confirm a trend change on daily. So it's notable when we get that trend change. And from Friday, we bounced, retest this teal looking line, which is a 12 EMA, which have been bouncing off of it all the time, rejects from it, and closed at the low of the day and is a low of the week. So essentially, the bulls' last defense is pretty much this line right here. I talked about it on Wednesday, the 317 level, because it coincides with the top of this zone right here, and pretty much double bottom right there at the end of the day. So if that breaks, we're coming down to this 365 zone right here, this upper zone of this cluster of volume. That's going to be the target. Because we have a weekly engulfing candle, meaning the week close at the low, the chances of it continuing is higher than us bouncing. But of course, we're in a bull market, so in the long run, we're always going to head higher. And so we're going to see how far this weekly drop is going to head to and give us a better idea when bulls change the trend, the hourly trend back to their favor, then that's likely going to start marking the potential bottom for the daily time frame. So if we get that trend, bullish trend change back to the hourly and the 4-hour to their favor, then we can start likely buying the dip and for the next move up towards the end of the year. So seasonality is a little bit weaker during August to September, October. So, but after that, it usually rallies into the end of the year. So I'm not expecting a huge, like waterfall drop or anything. Potentially, if we do get ugly, maybe back down here. The most I see us really going closer to here, 357 to 351 range. I don't see us dropping that much more. We already dropped. Let's see, we already dropped 4%. So if we drop another, that's 9% is quite a bit. So unless something crazy happens, I don't see us going beyond these levels due to us still in a bull market. But we'll see. We'll take it as a day. If the trend keeps telling us that every bounce we get, we're making a lower high, lower high, lower high, then we know the bear trend is going to continue, right? Nothing's going to fake us out. But let's say we, get a lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, and when we get here, it bounces and we make a higher high, then the trend is back to the bull's favor. Then we will likely switch us positions back to a bull position. So we'll take it as step by step. As of now, because the weekly candle closed at the low, the chances of it going further is higher. Right. Let's see, it's the same thing. There's one initial move. This is the bounce. You can see that's the daily downtrend confirmed as well. I want to click that. So SPY is likely heading down to fill this gap because of lack of liquidity right here. It's like no volume here. And just gaps. So we're probably going to come to this 443 level. Pretty likely. So we're definitely coming down here. And then we're probably going to bounce a little bit before they decide which way they want to go first. So yeah, slightly more drop to go, then bounce, then the bears are serious. We'll probably take it down to 438, which is the cluster of this zone, the bottom of this zone right there. All right, let's see here. 6 minutes. All right, Nvidia. Similar chart to QQQ. You can see we confirmed a daily downtrend right on Wednesday. It's not letting me draw, but yeah, you can see the top of the move, bottom, lower high, meaning this high is lower than this high, and this Wednesday's candle is lower than the prior low right there. So that's a daily downtrend confirm. Retest of the 12 EMA, reject so far. Slightly stronger than QQQ. We didn't close at the low, but it's still also shaping up to daily downtrend continuing. So NVIDIA is likely going to come down to test this 437. You can see this double bottom right here coincides with this Tuesday, June 20th high. So that's going to be acting as support, which it did twice already. So that's going to be where I'm watching. If Monday bears show up again, you're going to break that or not. If we do break that, I'm looking at 420. All right, let's take a look. And for bulls, for bulls, it's just pretty much this top and this top. So because there's no other historical price actions. And yeah, Tesla, let's see here. Also daily downtrend confirm. Does look like a daily bear flag, confirm, and then bounce a little bit, retest, reject. So bulls are trying to hold. Bulls definitely want to hold above 241 because they can't. There's just no volume here in this whole cluster of, not cluster, this whole range right here. That'll be easy for the bears to take it down if they get to this level. So bulls definitely want to hold above this 240 zone. Ideally, where they bounce here on this 252 because of this zone of support. Market's looking a little bit weak, so it's going to drag Tesla down as well. So we'll see if they who's going to win who. As also, the 12 EMA is trending, rejecting every single time we touch it. So make sure, as long as this continues, it's going to be useful for all the 12 EMA on this chart. Apple, the reason why the market dropped on Friday, because they reported earnings, even though they beat, is the third time their revenue declined. And that's raising some concerns for investors, as well as they talked about their iPad, or for what it was, and revenue is going to decline double digits or something in their earnings call, and that also made it drop as well. And so you can see that quite a notable drop at 5.5% in 2 days. So I was talking about the 2-day 12 EMA, and funny thing, the day that it broke, we had this, which is the earnings as well at the same time, and it dropped to 5.5%, which is like we literally grind that up for like 2 months, and one day it just goes away. And that's how usually it works. Bears drop are a lot faster, but bears don't win as often. But when they do win, it's usually faster. And but overall, in the long run, the market is designed to go up. It's 3 minutes left, so let's take a look at Amazon. Amazon reported great earnings, gap up, and sold off because market was weak. So not much of pretty much testing the last boss. You can see right here. So this all-time high structure, we are at the bottom of that structure. So pretty much touched it, tested it, came back, and sold it off a little bit. So that's essentially, we're probably going to come back to test this this 136 zone, and just to see if there's going to be bulls defending this prior resistance. That should act as support when we come down to it. So if we do come down to it, it should bounce. Here is what I will be seeing. And if bulls definitely want to try to test this 143 again, you can see this is 143 is right there, the top of this zone. So we're probably going to form a new chop zone here in this zone. And we'll see how it trades next week. Google. All right, Google is also had great earnings last week. Bounced. Now this might form a daily downtrend because you can see how we rejected and closed at the low of the day. So if we do break that triple bottom right here, this triple bottom zone right there, on Monday, that's a daily downtrend confirmed from a daily uptrend into a daily downtrend. So that'll be a red flag, and that's going to drag QQQ down even more. And yeah, so we'll see how bulls can play defense or not at that triple bottom. Microsoft's been the weakest, and it's just continuing. Like ever since it got into a daily downtrend, it's still going. So we will see if it is able to negate it. See this bounce again, rejection again, and if we do break this triple bottom as well, the daily downtrend will continue as well. So trends is always going to be our guide, and we just want to keep following it. And we'll play on both sides. Meta is the only one that doesn't have a daily downtrend, but this bounce, if also we do break this double bottom right there, it's going to come from a daily downtrend, just like Google. And I got 5 seconds, and I'll see you guys next week, Wednesday or something.